Imagine waking up to headlines saying oil prices have surged overnight, global stock markets are falling, and military forces across the Middle East are preparing for escalation. At the center of these tensions are three powerful players: Israel, Iran, and the United States. Their rivalry has been building for decades, and the consequences could affect the entire global economy. But how did these three countries become locked in one of the most dangerous geopolitical confrontations in the world? And why does it matter far beyond the Middle East? At its core, the conflict revolves around power, security, and influence in the Middle East. Israel sees Iran as its most serious regional threat. Iran's leadership strongly opposes Israel and supports groups that challenge it in the region. Meanwhile, the United States has long been Israel's closest ally, providing military support and diplomatic backing. But Iran sees the United States as a major adversary due to decades of sanctions, political pressure, and military tensions. This triangular relationship creates one of the most volatile geopolitical rivalries in the world. To understand this conflict, we need to go back to 1979. Before that year, Iran was actually one of America's closest allies in the region. But everything changed during the Iranian Revolution. The revolution overthrew Iran's monarchy and replaced it with an Islamic republic led by Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini. Almost overnight, relations between Iran and the United States collapsed. Soon after, the Iran hostage crisis shocked the world when American diplomats were held captive in Tehran for more than a year. Since then, tensions between the two countries have remained high. Over time, Israel also began to view Iran as a major threat. Iran supports several groups across the Middle East that oppose Israel, including Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. Instead of fighting directly, Israel and Iran have often engaged in a shadow conflict through regional allies and proxy forces. Cyber attacks, covert operations, and military strikes have all become part of this ongoing rivalry. One of the biggest tensions between Iran, Israel, and the United States revolves around Iran's nuclear program. Iran says its nuclear program is for peaceful energy purposes, but Israel and many Western countries worry that it could eventually lead to nuclear weapons. In 2015, a major agreement known as the Iran nuclear deal attempted to limit Iran's nuclear activities in exchange for sanctions relief. However, the United States later withdrew from the deal and reintroduced economic sanctions. Since then, nuclear tensions have increased again. The reason the world watches this conflict closely is because the Middle East plays a critical role in global energy markets. A large portion of the world's oil supply moves through a narrow waterway called the Strait of Hormuz. If tensions disrupt this route, oil prices can rise quickly. Higher energy prices can increase transportation costs, raise inflation, and slow global economic growth. Financial markets often react immediately to geopolitical uncertainty. Several industries are especially sensitive to Middle East tensions. Energy markets react instantly to any threat to oil supply. Shipping companies face higher insurance costs and route risks. Defense companies often see increased demand as governments boost military spending, and global financial markets can become volatile.